I knew it was top 5 Wednesday when I logged on. So here are the books now that flew me to places I've never been, and I couldn't put them down. Oh!
Hello everyone and welcome to Top 5 Wednesday. I am trying to muster up as much enthusiasm as I can, but it is ridiculously extremely hot in here. I have one fan blowing on me and it is not doing its job right now, so if I pass out during this video, sorry, but it's the heat, just know that. So I was not able to do Top 5 Wednesday last week because I actually filmed a video, but I was trying to escape the heat, so I filmed it in a dark, secluded corner of my house, and then the light turned out to be creepy, and I ended up looking like Dan Hal's twin sister, and not in a good way. So I had to skip last week, but I am back for this week, which is going to be the top 5 cover buys, which are books you bought or were drawn to solely based on the cover, and once you saw it, you're like, I just have to have this, and I have a lot of books like this. I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but I do sometimes, and not in a bad way. Like if it's a really ugly cover, I'm not like, ugh, but if it's a good cover, I'm really drawn to it. So yeah, here are my top 5 picks. First up is Withered by Lauren DiStefano. This book was absolutely fantastic. The cover, let me just hold that up for y'all. Super, super, super pretty, and I just remember seeing it and being like, why have I not heard of this book before? It's actually about, in case you're actually wondering what it's about, a girl named Ryan who lives in a society where women die at 20 and men die at 25. Like, they don't know why, they just don't make it past that age. So women are being auctioned off as brides and kind of kidnapped, and that is how it starts. She gets kidnapped and is sent to live with this man Lyndon, and he has a creepy ass who's really diabolical and like doing all these freaky Frankenstein stuff downstairs. And Rin is kind of one of these sister wives with 2 other girls, and it's kind of Rin's whole journey about she's okay with choosing safety over freedom, or if she really wants that freedom. And it's just a really, really great story. The covers are so pretty. All the covers in the series. The next 2, we got Fever and then we got Sever. They're gorgeous. I can't get over them. The series is really great as well, and is a really, really interesting character. I really love her, so definitely check that book out, and the story definitely does the covers justice. Next up, we have Pivot Point by Cassie West. I don't know why I said it like that, and I can't seem to stop. This is a really, really cool story. It is about a girl named Addie who has the power to see into the future, but she can see like the 2 choices, like what if I take this route to school or what if I take that route. She can see the consequences of both things before she makes the choice, and she finds out in the beginning of the book that her parents are separating and she has the choice to go and move with her dad to Texas or stay with her mom in the compound that is for people with special powers. And the book is basically about her separate choices and what would happen depending on what she chooses, and there are hot guys involved in both choices. It's really interesting how you root for the story at times, and the ending is really, really cool. There's a sequel that I haven't read yet, but I'm just super excited about this book. It's a really great read. It's really fast. It's really quick, and the cover sums it all up pretty much well. It had an awesome tagline, which I really liked. 1 girl, 2 fates, 1 choice. Dun dun dun. The cover is basically obviously Addie, and then her 2 choices, kind of which side is she gonna pick. So it's a really cool read. I really like it, and I really, really recommend it. Thirdly, we have For Darkness Shows the Stars by Diana Withered. Yeah. This book, oh my good golly gracious. I don't even know how to sum up this book. It is so incredibly difficult to describe, but it's just really cool, know that. And if you want a good description, please go look it up on Goodreads. I think it's dystopian, probably. It's a really, really cool read, but seriously, go look it up on Goodreads because I will butcher the description. But the cover was what drew me into it. I saw it one day on Goodreads and I was like, I need that book on my shelf. And then I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the story is just as good. There's a sequel to it called Across the Starset Sea, whose cover is just as gorgeous as this, but I don't actually have it right now. I read it, and the story is just so good too. I really hope Diana writes more books in this world. We'll get more of the awesome stories and more of the pretty covers, and it's so, so good. So definitely go check it out. If I had to attempt to describe it, it is about this girl, Elliot North, who lives on kind of a farm that she runs with her family, and she was friends with one of the slave boys who was about her age, but then he ran away one day, and he comes back 4 years later when they're like 16, and he's completely changed. She's kind of hardened and really rude to her, and he's this general now. He's not a slave anymore. He's very important and very assured in what he's doing, whereas Elliot herself is not happy in the life she's living. She kind of has to make tough decisions that she had to make when she was a little girl, but now she has more focus and can kind of figure out what she wants more. So it's a really cute story, really, really interesting, and it raises a lot of ethical issues, which I really like because it could connect a lot to today, and it felt really relatable even though it was set so far in the future. So I really liked it. Second to last book for me is Paper Valentine by oh gosh, Brenna Yovanov. Sure, let's go with that. I never ever heard of this author before, even though she's written a couple successful books. And then one day, I was browsing in Barnes & Noble's, and I was just looking for a book, and this little puppy caught my eye from across the room, and I was just like entranced. I was like, what is that? Is it contemporary? Is it dystopian? What is this? And then I picked it up, and let me just tell you that it is the most friggin' fantabulous book I read in a long, long time. It's so different. It's this girl, Hannah, who lives in a town where there is a serial killer on the loose. The kind of connecting evidence is that they always find this paper Valentine at the scene of the crime left by the killer, and Hannah goes digging into this with the help of her best friend Lillian, who passed away a few months before, and now her ghost is kind of in her head, and she's kind of fighting for her best friend and for all these other girls. They're cheering her along, saying, you have to find my murderer, you have to find it. And it's kind of Hannah's whole story, finding who the murderer is and defending herself. And she also has this really, really great relationship with this guy named Finn. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I can't even describe it. He's the best. Let's just leave it at that. It's so cute, and the story is just so good. I never saw who the killer was coming. It was such a good ending, such a good wrap-up, and Hannah is really one of those strong characters, and to see her go through this journey was just amazing. I loved it so much. The final cover buy for me is going to be Frozen by Melissa De La Cruz and her husband, Michael Johnston. This book, again, super confusing to explain. When I first read it, I got it from the library, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to buy it because it was good, but it was just so dang confusing that I was like, am I gonna reread this? But the cover is really what sold me on buying it, because the cover is just friggin' amazing. I'm sad because the sequel is coming out in November. The cover is nowhere near as gorgeous as this, which really saddens me, because this cover is just beautiful, and it really tells the story so great, because dual point of view of the story, dystopian, as I'm sure you can guess, because most books are. And in the future world, everything is covered in ice. The rich are the ones who have the warmth and the heaters and all that, and the poor are the ones struggling out in the cold. It's a very interesting and different world to imagine. I mean, I'm sure Antarctica's like, what the heck, guys, this is our life. You just took us instead of 500 years in the future. But the protagonists are Tasha and Ryan. Ryan is like the criminal lord kind of guy. He's very popular. He can sneak anyone in or out of anything. And Natasha is looking for a way out of New Vegas, where she lives, because she feels she is no longer safe there, that someone's going to come and get her. And she's kind of feeling this pull towards this place that is supposedly not in ice. I'm going on a journey, basically. And the story is cute, if confusing. It has cliches, as Melissa De La Cruz books often do. And like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to buy it, because literally the story builds up to this big thing, and then you find it and you're just like, what the F? Like, no, it just does not work out. It's cool, but you're just like, no. So I wasn't sure if I was going to buy it, but then the cover really sold me on it. I saw it one day at Target, and I was like, I need that on my shelf. I really do. So I picked it up, and it has been on my shelf ever since. Don't think I'm going to get the second book, though. I think I'll stick with that one from the library, because like I said, the cover is kind of for that one. So alright, so those are my top 5 cover buys. I tried to arrange them all nice over here, but then you couldn't see them because of my hair and because my bookshelves aren't that long, so they're like behind now. They're, ow, I'm sorry, books. I just wanted to show them all. There they go. I don't know. As per usual, if you have checked out any of these books, please tell me down below what you thought of them. The covers, like I said, are really great and really pretty and really stood out in my mind. But the best part is that 4 out of the 5 of these have good stories as well. And Frozen, which is the one that I didn't count, the story's still adequate. It's just really confusing, and like I said, the second cover is disappointing. Makes me so sad. So definitely check all these books out if you haven't. And if you want to see more pretty covers, go into my Goodreads, because I have a whole shelf tagged amazingly pretty covers, and those are just covers that I am absolutely in love with. So yeah, go check that out. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and I will see you next time. Bye!